chemistry. Our subtopic of today is about formation of ionic compounds. So someone might be asking, do metals and non-metals react? The answer is yes. Metals and non-metals react to form ionic compounds. And another person might be asking, what is this ionic compound that you are referring to? Ionic compounds are compounds made up of positively charged ions and negatively charged ions. So this is the definition of ionic compound. We have another definition that states that the compounds formed by the transfer of electrons from a metal to a non-metal. Remember, I have said before that metals and non-metals react, and they react to form ionic compound. And these ionic compounds have two charges that they interchange. We have a positively charged ions and we have a negatively charged ion. So that is what an ionic compound is meant to be. Let us check on formation of ionic compound. How are they being formed? What forms them? Or what do they consist of? Let me now take you through formation of ionic compounds. What are these ionic compounds that I am referring to? So, ionic compounds, as I've said earlier, it's when a metal and a non-metal combine together chemically to react or to form one compound. So, if I can begin with the sodium chloride. This is now the formula of sodium chloride. Sodium and chlorine combine together to form a compound known as sodium chloride. Sodium is now the metal. Chlorine is now the non-metal. And now this is an ionic compound which is known as sodium chloride. This is now sodium chloride. Remember, sodium has an atomic number of 11. On the other side, chlorine has atomic number 17. You know that sodium has electron configuration of 281, and on the other side chlorine has 287. So this means that sodium has 281 on the outermost energy level, or on the outermost energy shell. Sodium has one electron, but for it to gain stability, it has to lose this one electron so that it can remain stable with an electron configuration of 28. So it has to lose this one electron. And for chlorine, on the outermost energy shell, it has 7 electrons. It has 287. So for it to be stable, it has to gain 1 electron so that it can be 288. So what do I mean here? For sodium, because we have known that ionic compounds is formed by transfer of electrons from a metal to a non-metal, and for this case our metal here is sodium. So sodium will donate this 1 electron to chlorine so that the compound can be formed. Now this is now formation of an ionic compound. So this 1 electron that is on the outermost energy level, it has to be shared to chlorine. So for chlorine to be stable, it has to gain 1 electron. So you know that sodium, now let me write sodium. Sodium has to lose this 1 electron, and therefore it will be 28. And because it's losing, it will have a positive charge. Because it's losing, it will have a positive charge. For it to be stable, it has given this 1 electron to chlorine. So on the other hand, chlorine is gaining electron. So what do? Give it a negative charge because it has gained 1 electron, and therefore it will be 288. Have you seen that sodium has given or has donated that 1 electron it has transferred the one electron to chlorine, and the chlorine has gained that electron. So therefore it becomes a negative charge. And for sodium, it will now have a positive charge. Now this is the positive charge, and this is now the negative charge for chlorine. So what does it mean? For it to qualify to have a positive charge, it will now be referred to as a cation. And those atoms with a negative charge are now referred to as anion. Positive charge, cation. Negative charge, anion. The one that is transferring electron, the metal that is transferring electron, it will have a positive charge. That means it has lost that one electron. The one that is gaining, it will have a negative charge, meaning that it has gained one electron, and therefore it becomes an anion with a negative charge and the cation with a positive charge. Let's see another ionic compound, and for this case is magnesium chloride. So we have magnesium chloride. This is now the formula for magnesium chloride. Magnesium here is our metal, chlorine here is our non-metal. And for this case, magnesium, it's only one atom and we have two chlorine atoms. Let us check what is this that forms two atoms for chlorine. So our metal, magnesium, with atomic number 12, and chlorine, atomic number 17. Electronic configuration here is 282, and for chlorine 287. So magnesium, on the outermost shell, it has 2 electrons, and for chlorine on the outermost shell, it has 7 electrons. So this means that for magnesium, it has to donate or it has to transfer. Remember, it is the metal. It has to transfer these 2 electrons to chlorine for chlorine to be stable. It has to donate these 2. So here is magnesium, and here is chlorine. So chlorine has 7 on the outermost energy level, and for magnesium, it has 2 on the outer shell. So these 2 had to be donated. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is now for chlorine. And remember, magnesium has 2. So we are transferring this. For this chlorine atom to be stable, it has to be given 1 electron. So therefore, magnesium is donating 1, or it's transferring 1 electron to chlorine. So this chlorine here is already stable, and this electron has been transferred. So there is one electron is remaining. So what do magnesium do? It gives the remaining electron to the other atom of chlorine. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is now 4, 5, 6, 7. The remaining electron is now shared to chlorine. We are now giving it to chlorine, and magnesium has now shared. Remember, they are two chlorine atom. They are 2 chlorine atoms. So magnesium has 2 electrons on the outermost shell. It has to give 1 chlorine 1 atom, and the other electron it's given to chlorine. So that is it. So this means that because magnesium is sharing, it's giving now out magnesium. It's giving out, because it's giving out 2 electrons. Remember, it's losing 2 electrons. It becomes a cation. It has given out 2 positive charge, and for chlorine, it has a negative charge. And for this case, there are 2 atoms. You can see There are two atoms, and it is now gaining electrons, and it becomes an anion. So we have here anion, and we have cation. So you can also check for sodium oxide. You can also check for calcium chloride. Those are ionic compounds that you can also check out on them. So this marks the end of our video today. Remember to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I hope this lesson will have of great significance towards your studies. Bye bye.